Hello brothers and sisters. Today we are visiting Royal Palace at Seoul, South Korea. But, before that please subscribe my channel. Gyeongbokgung Palace was the main royal palace of the Joseon dynasty. Built in 1395, it is located in northern Seoul, South Korea. The largest of the 5 grand palaces built by the Joseon dynasty, Gyeongbokgung served as the home of the royal family and the seat of government. Gyeongbokgung Palace's current total area is 415,800 square meters. Gyeongbokgung continued to serve as the main palace of the Joseon dynasty until the premises were destroyed by fire during the Imjin War from 1592 to 1598 and abandoned for 2 centuries. However, in the 19th century, all of the palace's 7,700 rooms were restored under the leadership of Prince Regent Gyeongseon during the reign of King Gojong. Some 500 buildings were restored on a site of over 40 hectares. The architectural principles of ancient Korea were incorporated into the tradition and appearance of the Joseon royal court. In the early 20th century, much of the palace was systematically destroyed by Imperial Japan during its occupation of Korea. On January 21, 1963, it was designated as a cultural property. Since the 1990s, the walled palace complex is gradually being restored to its original form. It also houses the National Palace Museum and the National Folk Museum within the premises of the complex. The restoration was completed on a grand scale, with 330 buildings crowded together in a labyrinthine configuration. Within the palace walls were the outer court, offices for the king and state officials, and the inner court, which included living quarters for the royal family as well as gardens for leisure. Within its extensive precincts were other palaces, large and small, including the Queen's residence and the Crown Prince's residence. Having passed through the initial main gate, which is Gwanghwamun Gate, and secondary gate, which is Gyeongnamun Gate, visitors would pass over a small bridge named Yeongjejeo. Located on the top of the canal right next to the bridge were several imaginary creatures known as Seosu. Junjeongjin Hall is the throne hall where the king formally granted audiences to his officials, gave declarations of national importance, and greeted foreign envoys and ambassadors during the Joseon dynasty. The building was designated as Korea's National Treasure No. 223 on January 8, 1985. Junjeonmun, aligned and located directly to the south of Junjeongjin, is the main gate to the courtyard and to Junjeongjin. The gate is divided into 3 separate aisles, and only the king was allowed to walk through the center. Sudhir Hall is a building used as the main executive office by the king during the Joseon dynasty. Located behind Junjeongjin Hall, the king carried out his executive duties and held meetings with the top government officials in Sajeongjin. 2 separate side buildings, Gyeongjin and Manchunjin, flank the west and east of Sajeongjin. Whole Sajeongjin is not equipped with a heating system. These buildings, Gyeongjin and Manchunjin, are equipped with ondels for their use in the colder months. Gyeonghoru Pavilion is a hall used to hold important and special state banquets during the Joseon dynasty. It is registered as Korea's National Treasure No. 224 on January 8, 1985. Constructed mainly of wood and stone, Gyeonghoru has a form where the wooden structure of the building sits on top of 48 massive stone pillars, with wooden stairs connecting the second floor to the first floor. The outer perimeters of Gyeonghoru are supported by square pillars while the inner columns are cylindrical. They were placed thus to represent the idea of yin and yang. When Gyeonghoru was originally built in 1412, these stone pillars were decorated with sculptures depicting dragons rising to the sky, but these details were not reproduced when the building was rebuilt in the 19th century. 3 stone bridges connect the building to the palace grounds, and corners of the balustrades around the island are decorated with sculptures depicting 12 zodiac animals. Gyeonggye was originally located on the north side of the island and was the longest bridge constructed purely of wood during the Joseon dynasty. However, it was destroyed during the Korean War. The bridge was reconstructed in its present form on the south side of the island in 1953. Today, The Gyeongbokgung Palace is open to the public and houses the National Folk Museum of Korea and traditional Korean gardens. There are many tourists wearing hanbok while visiting Gyeongbokgung, and there are also a number of rental shops nearby selling hanbok and other traditional Korean clothing. The royal changing of the guard ceremony is held in front of the main gate every hour from 10 to 3 p.m. You may also view this event on my separate video. Gyeongbokgung entry is located on the 22nd Sajik-ro, Jongno-gu. The nearest subway station is Gyeongbokgung Station. Thanks for watching and subscribing my channel.